now. Next up is Keith Donahue, and there's place up front for Isaac Wells. Welcome to the committee, Mr. Donahue.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, for the opportunity to speak to you today. My name is Keith Donahue, and I live in Boise, and my two children attend Sage International. I'm also one of the founding board members, and I'm currently the director of operations with Sage, so I think those roles provide me some unique insights. And today I want to focus on, I'm in support of school choice, obviously, and this issue of equitable funding for all of our students is very important to me under our current system. I am a little taller than the 8th grader, I suppose. Under the current system, a family's decision to attend a charter equates a decision to have that child's public education funded at about 35% less than a traditional public school. And I'd like to see a system where families aren't forced to make that choice. The January 2013 Idaho in Focus report that Mr. Keller mentioned has a couple of key findings in there I'd like to focus on and then discuss what those findings mean to us on the ground. One quote is, while Idaho is a leader in charter autonomy, it lacks equitable funding for charter students and provides no funding for charter facilities. Boise charter funding lagged behind Boise School District funding by 35.4%, $6,215 per pupil versus $9,623 per pupil, a difference of $3,408 per student between our school and a traditional public school down the street. Here's what those numbers mean to us on the ground. I want to go through a couple examples that I struggle with every day. So when we try to purchase facilities, traditional lenders, an Idaho bank, which we'd love to work with an Idaho bank, typically look at our income stream and our costs and say, sorry, too risky, not interested. This means we're left with going to national bonding entities that specialize in charter bonds. There's very few people that do that. Maybe 2 or 3 at a time that are out there nationally that we can work with. This kind of market results in higher interest rates for us, as well as there are about $500,000 in fixed costs anytime you try and bond a facility. It's a very expensive process, and it's not really Idahoans that we get to work with to do that. If we were to purchase a facility for $6.5 million using a 30-year bond at 6.5%, which is about where we'd be, in addition to principal, we'd pay $8.5 million in interest on the debt over the life of the debt. All of that money would leave Idaho, and it's $8.5 million that we would not get to spend on educating our children. I think a move toward more equitable funding could change this landscape and give us more options for funding sources and let us put more into our kids' education. Another challenge we face is national charter organizations advise spending no more than 15% of your revenues on facility expenses. In order to meet that goal, we would have to spend $9 per square foot on facilities to give our kids about 80 square foot, which is what your target would be. Current rates for a full-service loan in Boise are $18 to $21. We're completely priced out of the market. You can't do what's advised and survive under the current system. This disparity in funding results in $1.6 million less for us this year than a traditional partner school down the street would get. I'd like to see that change and see equitable funding for all of our kids.
Thank you, Mr. Donahue. There's a Sue Philly, and she marked S. Yeah, or X. Do you wish to testify? If you'd come down front. Brian Moore. Welcome to the committee, Mr. Moore.
Thank you. I am a parent of 3 children at Sage International School and also part of the school board. I'd like to say that I support what Mr. Donahue said and would like to expand on it a little bit. In my professional life, I'm a commercial banker, so I'm used to looking at finances. One of the things I see when I look at public school finances and charter schools, it just seems it's broken. So each school gets a certain amount of money based on a per student, and there's always a gap that needs to be filled. On our side, we don't have the ability to do what public schools can have, say, Boise or Meridian, and have a levy put in to make that gap. So we're asking our parents. I would think one solution I would see is that the levies for certain school areas, say Boise, should include all the public schools in that area, including charters, and that the funds should be distributed on a per-student basis versus just a strict school district. That'd help us mind our gap a little bit and get some more money into our students. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Pete Peterson. And there's room up front. I think it's Alec Konkol and Carolyn Robinson. Welcome to the committee, Mr. Peterson.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, committee members. I'm Pete Peterson. I'm Pete Peterson. I'm a comic, and I'm also the acting campaign manager for the 2013 Luna recall. And I'm here to testify today against the return of Luna Law number 1. I'm a Republican. I'm not a good one. I don't have a DUI. But I'm still trying. I'm making a list and checking it twice. I'm going to mark down who's naughty or nice. And sadly, on the naughty list, I'm going to put down the people who vote yes to return the Luna Law. And I'd also like to have the committee show some compassion. I'm concerned that if Luna Law number 1 is returned to the books, that it will spell the end of Mr. Luna's political career. I'm not very optimistic that I'll win this particular battle. So I'd like to invite all of you to our victory party, the Total Luna Eclipse Party on November 5th of 2013. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. It appears Sue Philly is next. I'm hoping I'm not butchering your name.
You did it right.
And that,
Mr. Chairman, Senators, Representatives, thank you for holding this hearing today. I am president of Transform Idaho, a nonprofit organization that supports women's rights, education, health, and ethical and transparent government. Our legislative observers have agreed that this testimony reflects their concerns. It was written by Richard Newton, but he's ill today, and I was delegated to present it. As one who has taught for the Boise Public School for 24 years, served as a chief negotiator for the Boise Education Association for 8 years, served as an administrator for the Boise Public Schools for 8 years, and taught would-be teachers at Boise State University for 10 years, I have several concerns regarding the proposals promoted by the Idaho School Boards Association. First, to mandate the duration of master contracts between school districts and teacher unions to 1 year is a waste of time and energy for both sides. It's probable that most of the contents of those contracts enjoy ongoing agreement on the part of both sides. Therefore, to rehash those same issues needlessly seems contrary to common sense. It should be left up to each district and their teachers to determine if a one-year contract or a multi-year contract works best for them. Certainly, with multi-year contracts, zipper clauses can be included, which would allow certain issues to be readdressed on a yearly basis if needed. Second, as a negotiator, I believe that it is detrimental to both sides to conduct negotiations in public theater. The key to good and successful negotiations is for both sides to build an atmosphere of trust, which will result in an atmosphere capable of creating and producing a win-win negotiated settlement. This cannot be achieved without providing a level of confidentiality for both teams. A far better approach would be to invite the public to be present at the ratification sessions of both the district and the union. Third, to provide school boards with the ability to unilaterally declare negotiations over in June with the last best offer is to negate the spirit of good faith negotiations. Of course, my overriding concern is the Protection of Professional Negotiations Act. There have been very few failed agreements and teacher strikes during the life of this law. The compelling question is, why is the legislature wanting to readdress these issues when less than 3 months ago The voters, by a healthy margin, made it very clear that they did not approve the contents of Proposition 1. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Philly. Very well timed. Is it Alec Konkol? You may want to use that lower mic, too, if it's more comfortable.
I think this will be fine.
Great.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Alec Konkol, and I am a student from the Sage International School. I am a 7th grader at our downtown middle school. As Sage is an IB school, we do things a little differently. Here we actually go outside and build models instead of hypothetically building or learning about the outside. In design technology, we build robots and machines and get to play and have fun while effectively learning. In my naturalist and science classes, we go down to the river and explore. We observe and record information, then make inferences through looking at life near the river. From past experiences at other schools, I realized that I didn't do anything like this. We just seemed to work and learn, as I said before, hypothetically. I love learning this way, and I'm sure others do too. Unfortunately, we are limited by funding constraints. We could do more of this interactive learning with more funding per student. We have made do with less funding. We students do janitorial work like wiping classrooms and vacuuming. It would be great if we could have a facility that accommodates more students and guarantees that I can continue to the DP program for high school. Currently, my fellow students and I are only getting 2/3 of what public school students get. That's $3,000 less than the average public school student. Shouldn't this be equal? I mean, every child should get the same treatment, right? Sadly, this isn't the case. But why shouldn't it, though? It would benefit many students from Sage and from other charter schools. We can change education for the better by supporting school choice through equal funding. Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you, Mr. Konkol. Young man, have I missed you?
Yes. I'm Isaac Wells.
I'm sorry?
Isaac Wells.
I'm sorry. You're up, followed by Carolyn Robinson. Lily Gregory, there's room for you to come down. And Frank Cipri. The phone number is 422-9818. Welcome to the committee, Mr. Wells.
I'd like to thank you, Chairman, Senators, and Representatives, for this opportunity to testify concerning school choice. First off, I'm here to speak in favor of school choice. I think that students should be able to choose for themselves where they would like to attend school and not only have one option. This year, at the beginning of the school year, I chose to attend Sage International. So far, I was right on. I can honestly say, without a doubt, it's the best school I've ever attended. For me, being able to choose my school has given me many great opportunities in and outside of the classroom. At my previous school, I had many undesirable situations. The teaching styles did not fit my learning style, and I was stuck in a rut with no way out. Then I heard about Sage International. When I learned more about Sage International, I realized that this was where I wanted to go to school. If I had not been able to choose my school, where would I be today? Without school choice, I would be stuck in a school that did not suit me. Going to school that doesn't fit is like wearing clothes that don't fit. It just isn't right. Having school choice and being able to go to an amazing school has totally opened my eyes. I'm very happy with all of my teachers and the situation I am currently in. I am very fortunate to have the ability to choose the school that fits me. Without this great privilege, where would I be today? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wells. I've got another one I can't read, so I'll give another phone number. It's 442, I believe. Ms. Robinson.
Good morning. My name is Carolyn Robinson, and I have 2 children that attend Sage International School. In our great city of Boise, we are lucky parents to have the choice to enroll in a traditional or charter public school, all at the same cost, free. Why would we deprive public choice schools of per-student funding? Who benefits with that decision? Our city and our state should support all public schools with the same financial per-student funding, giving every student the maximum benefit of an excellent education. We should want every child to succeed and benefit from the public educational system. We are striving to make public education stronger, more successful. Give choice schools a chance to show they can make a difference for students. We want them to be successful. We want children to learn in any capacity necessary. Let's give the children a chance to be all they can be. Let's make a choice to improve public education no matter what public school they attend. It's so refreshing to see a teacher allowed, even encouraged to find an alternative teaching style, to be creative in their teaching techniques. The ability to educate a child, to keep them interested and engaged, is an art. And in art, creativity can produce a masterpiece. We need to take that approach with educating children. One of my children is in the middle school. While other kids his age lose interest in academic studies, my son is excited about his classes. He enjoys his teachers, and he thrives in this exciting environment. SAGE has a mission and a rigorous academic program that produces results. The kids are invested in accomplishing this mission of excellence. My son is a willing participant in the process. There's no doubt in his mind of pursuing higher education. As a 13-year-old, he has spent some of his extra time researching colleges and figuring out that as an IB graduate, he can attend any school of his choice, given grants, loans, and big scholarships. He plans on taking full advantage of all the programs and experiences offered at his IB school. There are so many advantages for our family to attend SAGE. The diverse education opportunities benefit my children and all students. They have smaller class sizes. That means more individual attention by the teacher. The specialty classes keep the kids excited at school. My 10-year-old daughter has a design tech class and wants to look through the garage to find things to take apart and rebuild. She also has the benefit of a humanities class and a public service opportunity within our community. This is character building. This is essential in our youth. We are lucky to take part of this because of our school. The only disadvantage is the per-student funding. Why would the state not equally fund a public charter school as they do a traditional public school? This lack of equal funds deprives our children of the full benefits they deserve. Give all our kids the same opportunity to succeed. With equal public funding, we set them up for success. That's worth fighting for. Please, let's make a difference now.
Thank you.